Welcome to this beginner's yoga class. Let's begin by coming down onto our backs onto a mat or a blanket. Let's bring the left hand to the heart and the right hand to the navel. Let's begin to take some deep breaths. And so we pull breath in through the nostrils, and we begin to feel the left hand float up on the upper chest. But then we continue and breathe so deeply that the right hand lifts, that's on the belly and second chakra. And as we exhale, the right hand begins to deflate, and then you feel a slight release of the left hand down. And let's do this again. We inhale through the nostrils, and the left hand rides up, and then the right hand balloons up. And as we exhale, the right hand softens naturally, and then the left hand softens. Let's do a few more. Inhale and feel the left hand lift, and then the right hand lift. And exhale, noticing the right hand lower, and then the left lower. These slow breaths are so important to reset the nervous system as we focus our brain on the simple task of inhaling and exhaling. So for the next couple of inhales and exhales, let's come up with an intention for the next 20 minutes. Maybe something to focus the mind on. And maybe it's simply just observing the breath, or maybe it's mindfully observing the way each individual muscle feels as it moves through each asana. Or maybe it's just focusing on an image or a message that you feel your heart needs to hear. Let's take one more deep inhale, observing the hands as they lift and the belly balloons up. And one more deep exhale as the hands float down again. Let's bring the hands down to the sides and bend the knees in and move the knees in big gentle circles, opening up the sacrum and the lower back. This class will primarily be focused on grounding work, as well as stability and strength exercises through the lower chakras, particularly in the abdomen, quadriceps, and glutes. So let's warm up with some core exercises to bring some heat and energy to our practice, and to wake up the second chakra. Let's begin to alternate tapping the toes down to the earth in a rhythm that matches your breath. Now start to alternate each leg out to 4 inches above the ground and move the legs out and in like you're pedaling a bicycle. Now the next time your left leg is down, move your weight onto your left side and slowly lift and lower your right leg, breathing into the right glute here. And let's lift and lower 12 times. Using your left hand as support, bring your right hand up to meet your right leg or toe. And leaving the bottom foot fixed to the ground, bring the right hand up and overhead. Let's do this 5 to 10 times at your own pace. And while you remember your breath and your intention, know that although this is a core exercise and your right side body may be feeling some heat, it's also a balancing pose, so many bodies will struggle to maintain stability with this pose. So if you wobble side to side, which most likely you will, embrace the imperfection of it and have some fun with it, letting go of any judgment. And when you're finished, let's roll all the way over to the left and come onto our bellies, bringing the arms to the sides. And use your glutes and lower back muscles to lift the upper body and legs up into Viparita Shalavasana, or locust pose, and bring a blanket under your hips if this isn't comfortable. Let's hold this for another 2 breaths. And when you're ready, let's lower back down to the ground. Inhale to come back up one last time into Viparita Shalavasana, aligning the head with the spine and lifting the legs slightly. And come back down to the ground whenever you feel ready. And let's roll on over to our right side and do the same as we did on the left side and lift and lower the left leg 12 times. And using your right hand as support, bring your left hand up to meet your left toe, leaving the bottom right leg fixed to the ground. And making sure your right bottom leg doesn't try to inch forward like mine was here. Don't forget to keep taking deep breaths here. And if you're wobbling back and forth like I was here, hold yourself to your own standards and not to some unrealistic idea of perfection. And let's just do this a couple more times. And now that the body is feeling some nice blood flow, let's roll back over onto our bellies. And spread the knees wide and push back into child's pose or balasana, taking a few deep mindful breaths here. And maybe bringing your arms out in front of you or to your sides, whatever feels best. And when you're ready, roll on up to sit on your heels or any other seated position. And let's begin to roll the head in circles, maybe twice clockwise and twice counterclockwise. And maybe roll the shoulders back a couple of times, opening up the sternum and upper back. Place your hands in front of you and let's push back into downward facing dog. And maybe pedal the knees in and shrug the shoulders up and away from the neck. And if your wrists are maybe a bit sensitive, you can also do this on your forearms like I demonstrated here. And on your next inhalation, lift your left leg up and out behind you, creating a straight line from your left toe all the way to the back of your neck. And as you exhale, bend your left knee in as you shift your weight forward over your hands. Let's do this a couple of times. Inhale to bring the left leg out again, shifting the weight back. And exhale, bringing the knee into the chest. Let's do this one more time. Inhaling to point the left toe out, back, and behind you. And exhaling to bring it into the chest. And this time, place your left foot in between your hands and stand up into Virabhadrasana 2, also known as Warrior 2. And keep your front and back feet in line as if you're standing against a wall. And bend your front knee 90 degrees. And turn your back right foot outwards by 45 degrees. Float your right arm behind you and your left arm in front of you, and maybe gaze forward. This pose always makes me feel really powerful and confident, so the next time you're lacking confidence, try doing this pose and see if it helps. Now, without moving your body from the waist down, bring your left elbow down to rest on your left knee and stretch your right arm up and over your head, opening the chest and breathing into the right shoulder here. Again, without moving your lower body, reverse your warrior by bringing your right hand to your lower back and your left arm up and back behind you, lifting your gaze upwards. And let's come back into Warrior 2, bringing your gaze forward over your left fingers. Let's come into pyramid pose. So move your left foot to the left and your right foot to the right, as if you're standing on train tracks. Take a small step forward with your right foot and turn that foot 45 degrees to the right. Straighten your left leg and inhale forward to lengthen your spine to a flat back, and placing your fingers on either side of your front foot, pushing your left hip back and your right hip forward. You should feel a nice juicy hamstring stretch here. And if you'd like an added shoulder stretch, bring your arms behind you to clasp your hands as you fall forward. And let's gently bring the body back up to stand, bringing your right foot to meet the left at the front of your mat. And inhale to bring both arms up and overhead. And keeping a flat back, exhale to swan dive down to the ground and fall into Uttanasana, or a nice forward fold. Inhale to lift up halfway and lengthen the spine, bringing your fingers to your shins. And exhale back down to a forward fold. Remembering your breath, bend your knees and swing the arms up by the ears into Utkatasana, or chair pose, bringing some heat to the body again. When you're ready, straighten your legs and let the body fall forward, pedaling the knees and shaking the head. Step, hop, or jump both feet back into a downward facing dog, pedaling the feet and shrugging the shoulders away from the neck. The next time you inhale, lift your right leg up and as far out behind as you can. And exhale, bend your right knee into your chest as you shift your weight forward over your hands. Let's do this 2 more times at your own pace and meet in a forward lunge with your right foot forward. Once your right foot arrives between your hands, cartwheel your arms up and over into Warrior Two, making sure your front and back feet are in line with the mat, bending your front knee 90 degrees and turning your back foot outwards by about 45 degrees. Try taking some really deep inhales here, just like the ones we did at the beginning of class. And maybe try to bring some movement into this, as if you're sort of anchoring down with your feet and floating with your arms. While keeping your front knee bent, bring your right elbow down to rest on your right knee. Stretch your left arm up and overhead, opening and breathing into the left shoulder. And when you're ready, reverse your warrior by bringing your left hand to your lower back and bringing your right arm and gaze up. Let's come back into Warrior Two and move into pyramid pose from here by moving your left foot to the left and your right foot to the right. Take a small step up with your left foot and turn it about 45 degrees to the left. Straighten your right leg and inhale, bringing the arms up. And exhale down with a flat back, lengthening your spine and placing your fingers on either side of your front toe, pushing your right hip back and your left hip forward, and breathing into this right hamstring. Again, if you'd like an added shoulder stretch, bring your arms behind you to clasp your hands as you fall forward. Let's rise on up again and bring the left foot to meet the right at the top of the mat. Take a deep inhale, bringing the arms up high overhead and filling up your lungs. And exhale, bending at the hips and coming all the way down to the ground again. Bend your knees and swing your arms up as we come into one last Utkatasana or chair pose. And exhale, relax the body into a forward fold. Inhale to rise up halfway, bringing the fingers to the shins, and exhale back down to a forward fold. Let's bend the knees and come back down to lie on our mats, bringing the right ankle to the left knee and bringing our hands to the back of our left thigh. You should feel a nice stretch in your right hip and glute. Let's release the arms to bend at either side of our head and relax the feet to the left, the head to the right, coming into a gentle twist. Let's roll back to center. And this time, bring our left ankle to our right knee and thread our hands behind our right thigh, coming into a gentle figure 4 stretch and opening up the left hip. And again, let's release our arms, bringing our legs to the right and our head to the left. And when you're ready, take your time. Let's come back to center. And maybe hug your knees into your chest, or bring your hands to the outside of your feet and roll around in a happy baby pose, giving some love to those adrenals in our back. And maybe coming down to give yourself a nice big good morning stretch before we find stillness in Shavasana. And it's up to you how you'd like to relax in Shavasana as we come full circle. Maybe you'd like to butterfly your knees out to the side, or bring your legs up the wall. Or if you have a busy mind like I do, you might benefit by bringing your left hand to your heart, your right hand to your navel, and just noticing the hands rising and falling as we inhale and exhale. When you're ready, let's roll over to our right side. And come on up to sit on our mats. Maybe removing the glutes and bringing the hands up overhead on an inhale and exhaling down, bringing the palms together. Let's bow our heads down in gratitude for the time you took out of your day for your own mental health and well-being. Namaste.